不做攻略，只讲游戏故事，向热心写文生。大家好，我是 Zuddy， 让我们再次回到星空的浩瀚宇宙，开始今天漫无边际的探索之旅。我的飞船以及我的武器有了重大的更新，今天咱们开局老规矩啊，来给大家简单的展示一下。我觉得目前我这个飞船的架构应该是不会再去换了，我先出来啊，是不是从驾驶室到外面很简单这个路径啊？但是里面非常空旷。简单，咱们来秀一波。目前飞船的这状态，咱们上一期演示的时候是前面没有这个机头的，对吧？因为我当时觉得这个就太圆了这个头，然后考虑再三，觉得这个驾驶舱还是在前面有更多的这个，其实它这个长度已经超了，因为现在目前这个长度啊，它最高只能到40的长度。啊，这里可以看到机头这边可以看到40米，宽度我不知道是多少，反正目前宽度没超，长度的话只能40，否则我其实还想加长一点，其实看起来会更好看啊。但是目前没有办法了，只能到这个40米，除非你打模组改模组才可以啊。那么在这个情况下，我前面加了一些这个东西出来点缀，使得这个飞船本身有点圆嘟嘟的，像这个蛤蟆，对吧？有朋友说像蛤蟆号啊，这个青蛙号就稍微好看一些。然后这是其次啊，最主要的是在这个内部的结构这一块会，个人觉得会比较舒服一点。咱们直接从下面一进到底的啊，进飞船来看看。而且这边下面也挺矮的，在一些比较重力比较大的这个星球，我应该是一下子应该能跳得上来，靠这个推进器应该能上的吧，还不错。唯独不太满意的就感觉这一块太突兀了，没有一个可以比较衔接的这种。流线型的那种角度可以去处理，然后这个入口处是在这后面，这是左右对称的两个带护罩，也就是可以逃过违禁品扫描的这么一个货舱。咱们进来以后，一楼这里就直接是这个运用了火卫风格的这个应该是3×3还是3×2，我不太记得，应该3×3的这么一个巨大的这个员工餐厅啊，或者说是食堂啊，员工饭堂啊，别出去，按错了，按太快了。这样的话，第一个感觉就是进来不会那么的太过压抑，一个狭窄的通道。而且这里面的船员以后也是可以在里面比较自由的去行动。你看他们现在会吃饭了，对吧？就很惬意，有一种生活的感觉。桌子上的东西我就不碰了。啊，而且这边还有一些像这种斜门，我感觉就是不会像之前那样就长方形的一条条的，就比较的机械化。然后这边的话，后面为了这个好看，弄了一个啊，这不是好看，这应该是跟那个餐厅一起的配套的啊，因为它3×3嘛，对吧？3×3，这里是他们的这个叫做后厨的放食品的地方啊，冰箱什么的都在里面，咱们把它关上吧。OK。啊，这是一层。那么从这边过来以后，从这个登陆舱进来以后，直接就可以往上走。这边还有很多的窗户啊，看着就很通透，不会太压抑啊，不会觉得就感觉幽闭恐惧症那种感觉。然后这里一路往上也不会有3层梯子，我是非常烦3层梯子啊。上来以后就是一个作战大厅，作战大厅里面的话，未来咱们船员等到我的这个 perk 点，其中有一个叫做什么社交里面的最后一个啊，飞船指挥这个加上去以后，里面多搞一些活跃船员在里面。啊，到时候这个炮台就可以加很多，自动炮台可以加很多，他们就可以控制，啊，都可以用得上。然后这边的话和昨天一样，是这个登陆舱啊，没改，这里没改。然后另一边的话应该也是没改的，啊，这边没改，一样的，走到尽头，依然是不能放窗户这个，啊，然后这里面是一个叫什么数据大厅啊，就很多的这个控制飞船引擎啊、数据的地方。啊，然后这边上来就直接就只有2层啊，很简单，只有2层。就简简单单2层，这边就是出口处，很近。从这儿上来以后，这边就是驾驶室，就非常的快。然后在这个上面的后面，2楼这边是一个非常大的2×3的，这2×2的，这是一个2×2的休息室，这个很有那种家的感觉啊，在这里面就生活就比较的舒服惬意。比较遗憾的是周围我要插翅膀什么的，这儿没有窗户，有窗户的话会更舒服一些。然后咱们往这边来，这边过来就从驾驶舱，比如说缺材料，拿了东西或者不拿东西，直接左拐就是咱们的工坊啊。工坊再往前走 这边是咱们的这个科研中心。科研中心其实跟工坊有一个东西比较重复的，就是咱们的研究台。但是我本来想把它射掉，后来想算了吧，因为毕竟科研中心里面还有一个造这个医疗的这个实验台，那边是没有的啊，所以干脆给它放了。然后在这边的右手边啊，这里是一个禁闭室，这是咱们上一期还是什么时候看那个抢船不是看到的嘛，对吧？有这么一个邪门的啊，所以我也把它给带上，然后 Sarah 就自己把自己关里面了，这就有点离谱，这就有点离谱。把这门给打开了，这太逆天了，我去！我把这边门打开，除非咱们改造飞船，不改造飞船，它这个门都是自动开着的会议室。改造飞船以后，就会那什么，就会这个关上。他们的睡姿怎么都一样，这有点假，有点鬼畜的诡异的样子。啊，这是一个禁闭室，这边很明显就是禁闭室的这个主管啊、审问台之类的。中间这一块的话，这边过来啊，就这样可以了。就整个船显得结构非常的简单。而且非常的空旷，到每个地方也非常的便捷，对吧？啊，这边就是咱们的这个工坊，然后下一层下去转2个弯，这里转2个弯就直接到楼底下了，啊，就非常的舒服啊。这是简单给大家介绍一下，然后咱们的飞船的负重也被我再次的提升了，现在提升到了看一下负重13000，简直离谱。所以从现在开始，咱们抢船那种玩法就完全没必要了。咱们已经成功度过到最后期了啊！我现在这个装备脸上还有一个口罩被我搜到的啊，原来面部还有。OK， 那今天咱们的话，这个飞船介绍完毕，来介绍一下武器。武器的话，因为我的这个 perk 点数已经把咱们的武器制造已经升级到了，我来看一下啊，武器制造已经升满了，已经升满了。接下来咱们再升宇航，宇航以后要尽可能把这个特殊项目升满。因为武器里面一些高端的组件还是要配合这个武器工程学加上特殊项目才能进行改造，我估计宇航服也是啊，所以要继续往下加。那么既然升满以后呢，我把身上的所有的武器啊都进行了一波改造。这个叫什么墓碑啊？不是墓碑，是那个最早咱们用的那把炸裂的木林啊，现在从原本的42的面板伤害，现在提升到了52，看到吧？已经提升到了57了，提升到了。啊，下面一大堆全是我改造出来的，这个大功率就是咱们内核加伤害的这个。然后呢，执法者从原版的251，现在被我抬到了304，啊，当然也是加这个消音的。不过这把执法者回头肯定要换掉，因为它不是山洞才逆天，我刷不到山洞。然后来了把墓碑，这把墓碑它的弹夹是20，啊，有一个组件是可以提升到37、36，但是由于它的射速太快了。导致了36跟20差别不大，所以与其这样，我还不如换成20，然后把它的伤害，而从81吧，还从79抬到了92，啊，变成了穿甲弹，这样子去用。其实这把跟木林是有一些冲突的，因为碰到突的时候一般就拿木林了，不太会拿它啊。但是其实还行吧，就留着吧，毕竟这个墓碑啊，怎么枪模型没有切出来。这墓碑的造型其实还是不错的，我个人还是蛮喜欢的。其他的基本上已经全部满配了，包括消音器全部都满配，已经是目前最高等级的啊。然后是咱们的这个微型炮也改成了消音的，这把微型炮的这个能力跟咱们的木林类似啊，也是炸裂啊，属性就中间一个有区别啊，中间这个腐蚀还比这个更好，医疗小偷更好啊。但是我想着要不就啊，或者一会儿把它放仓库吧，就不拿了啊。这把也放仓库吧。然后是这个咱们的电磁风暴啊，这电磁风暴是能量型的这个转轮炮，而且它不用蓄力啊，不需要啊，直接就可以打，但是它的伤害比较低啊，而且不带消音，属性也是比较拉胯，就是先带着。然后后来呢，我又打到一把这个清洗，是把喷子，这把喷子怎么说呢？没有这个词条，但是它的伤害变成毒头弹以后，伤害是真的高，可以当狙使。啊，543的伤害简直离谱，所以就算白板我也先用了啊。目前这个装备就这样，然后防具的话呢，刷到一个3防比较高的144、176的这个我还要去改，一会儿去改一下，不知道材料够不够。这个衣服其实不是很好用，就有一个负重可以还行，其他的我都不是很满意，但是它的3防高啊。然后是喷射背包的话我就改造了一下。模组改造了一下，头盔的话也是后来刷到的，这个也是3防相对来说比较高啊，我就换上了，没什么可说的。咱们先把 转轮炮给它放进去，微型炮咱们就不要了，就带这，哎，其实这把墓碑主要是它弹药多，目前我7.77的弹药不多了，所以我考虑给它带着，万一子弹不够了。来看飞船里面有没有弹药啊？飞船里没弹药，行，那咱们简单的现在来演示一下这个防具的改造吧。过来就是非常舒服啊。咱们刚才说的是衣服吧，衣服要改，对，衣服全部模块。这里可以改弹道的，然后可以改电磁的和这个能量的，我选择改能量的吧。OK。然后是优化伺服和爆炸伺服，两个都差不多，一个是降低冲刺的氧气消耗，啊，这个需要模块3，这个需要模块2，这个暂时先改不了。然后是这个也是2个改不了，等级不够。口袋也改不了，我去，这后面都改不了，那就暂时只能这样，只能改一个护盾。好，那咱们废话不多说了啊，准备走人了。改完飞船以后，也是简单来看一下起飞以后的动画吧。外观不是很美，不是很满意，但是内部我已经是非常满意了，咱们就不改了。好，今天咱们的任务老规矩啊，抓紧时间送鬼上门。这次是要去啊，就之前的那个矿坑了，要去。咱们上一期打的矿坑要走到最后面，对吧？来，咱们进去。敌人应该没这么快刷新啊，也不确定，可能刷了。直接从这儿就可以过来，然后是怎么走来的？然后要往这边走，就昨天咱们走过的路呗，就是。哎，昨天是怎么走的来着？迷糊了我。啊，是这边。是这边，对，走到尽头那扇门之前打不开啊，现在能打开了。好，现在可以打开了。我们来试试这把墓碑啊，伤害不高的，它弹夹如果多一点的话，其实还不错，或者是它带那个爆炸弹头，其实也不错。但它可以不是，如果它或带爆炸弹头，完全可以换把木林给换掉，但是它不是，而且木林还自带流血，飞镖弹药带流血，我去，这里面这么大吗？哦，哎，这个赤橙矿我要去采一点，这个矿属于稀有矿，这下面会不会死啊？我存个档。不会有什么沙虫这蹦出来把我给吞了吧？老吓人了这种地方。一个赤橙矿，一个卡鲁矿啊，都是比较稀有的。卡鲁矿在咱们的潜行啊，不是那个应该是帽子，有一个让敌人很难侦测、配合潜行非常好用的一个组件。改造的时候需要这个卡鲁矿。卡鲁矿的话，未来我会去。那在哪里？南河3，也就是咱们的亚特兰蒂斯的西北方向的一个星系里面可以找到。我忘了，我这个开锁器也不多了，忘记去补充了。今天咱们可能有很多的开锁器开不了，我之前霍的太厉害了，一直没注意，感觉30-40个很多的，然后开着就全不见了。唉。不太行，没有对称的啊！我现在不太敢乱来。 又消耗一个，看到吧？它好像是不对就会消耗，还是这么说？就是如果说你开的其实有欠妥，它可能会消耗。开着开着就消耗了一个。宇航服不要拿，居民定级服不拿了。搞了半天这种垃圾，白浪费我一个开锁器，真的是离谱。这枪掏出来时候的声音蛮好听的，是吧？这声音蛮好听的，很有感觉。而且这枪其实手感也不错。好像没有敌人了，我靠！哦，shit！这里面有一个别有洞天的建筑啊，我们来看看。还有风声。这还能往下走。这种矿坚硬程度蛮高的啊，这个加强模式采矿都要采个2秒左右，普通的矿就上去就直接爆了。他怎么坐在那边？小鬼！ 他这头盔好看。
Now you want to explain to me why you're going around harassing nefarious old men by wiping away their hard-earned debts? Tissue sample? You came all the way down here for that? Must be some damn important cells. You want to tell me what I'm about to be staring at?
还变瘦。
A fast-growing terramorph. That is concerning. Who exactly told you to bring this to me? Hadrian. She gave you this? If she made you come all the way for this... Let's get inside. I need to see these cells.
你这中年在这个地方生活，不觉得压抑吗？万一外面的路被堵了怎么办？你这辈子都出不去了。红魔部队总部，红魔部队，听着像反派的阵营。
I'd appreciate it when you're able.
Gonna ask you to not touch anything. Got some projects in the works down here. I wasn't expecting guests. Oh, and Lou mentioned how you took care of the dead. Can't say I'm thrilled the Trade Authority got their mitts on the research, but I guess that's the price you pay not to live in a cave the rest of your days. All queued up. Let's gaze into this abyss, shall we? All right, just get those cellular markers tagged.
好大呀，这里面。
Wait, where are the markers? This can't be right. This sample, it's Londinian. I'll need to get this all in a slate. Hadrian really gave you this sample. You're not lying to me?
当然
Because
没
if you
有。
told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very, very relieved. Can't just humor an old man, huh? This sample, It's got all the indicators of the worst terramorph attack in human history. I presume you've heard of Londinian. It was a city wiped completely off the map by terramorphs. The swarms are so bad, they had to blow the spaceport and seal the place off from the galaxy at large. Not a lot of samples made it off the world from the time of the attack, but the ones that did, well, they look just like this one. I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was alive, either. I don't think it was transported to Zuddy. This specimen, it grew there, faster than any terramorph should. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-terramorph relations, where big, sudden Londinian-style attacks can happen outside Londinian, that's not gonna end well for humanity.
That is the definition of an existential threat. Dear Lord.
So, you lugged this bad omen all the way here. You want to tell me what your plans are for it now?
我想到了星河舰队啊。我在猜测这害变兽为什么必须是在人类宜居的星球上，有人类迁居的星球上才会出现？难道它是人变的？感觉它那个四条腿啊，那种感觉就像以前死亡空间里面那种啊，就怪物，就基本上都是人变的，对吧
The circle, huh? Could use a drink about now. Here, faster we take the lift to the surface. Not supposed to use it, but given the circumstances, I'm inclined to just ask forgiveness. Let's get going.
来走，一起走了。怎么走啊？啊，走这儿可以。它原来有近路的，咱们简单看一看这地方能开不？参观一下，干干净净啊，里面是，不是要从外面打开的。啊，先。啊，这是电脑门，电脑门，应该是封闭舱啊，垃圾堆。他一个人在这种里面不害怕吗？我就觉得太恐怖了，感觉物种起源。哦，果然啊。飞船能量永久增加，能量是武器永久增加，还是要搜一搜的，不搜会错过很多东西。这里是武器工作台，研究工作台。吃的咱就不拿了。好大呀，这地方绕晕了我都。这是机房，好吵。
Xeno-warfare. UC's dark, dirty secret.
有
When you get a moment,
哇，好，这是什么情啊？这是？哎，我点错了，这是直接骑出去了。
I've got some stuff on my mind when you have the time.
这我们来过吗？哦，这是旁边。哦，这是旁边。哦不，这就是正门呗。这就是正门，我错了。这就是正门，我们绕着绕到这边来了。地球打火机。这矿洞有点大的，昨天打进来的时候觉得很大，没想到里面还有这么大一个区。这是火星地表， 啊，然后咱们去酒吧呗，就传过去。这要怎么过去？在哪呀？嗯？为什么地图上不显示？我不确定是不是这儿，看一下呗。地表沙尘暴了，感觉是。是这里面，是这里面。
Careful down near the mines and enter any.
That makes sense.
Is that really her? Adrian.
Percival. My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
You're no hassling yourself anymore, Major. Our friend here showed me your sample. Suffice it to say...
Not here. Let's talk somewhere more private. Lou said we could use the back.
Might be time I start working on some projects of my own.
When the time's right, I'd appreciate a chat.
回头。
Lou gave me the abridged version of what went down. Yeah, I can't thank you enough for taking care of all that.
Makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being too much trouble. That's certainly not what I was expecting you'd have to go through. But thank you. I'm just glad you both came through intact. So, were you two able to get that workup together?
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact match for the ones from Londinian.
Londinian. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Not thrilled to be the bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure. So tell me you've got some kind of plan for that workup.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out what it's gonna take to access our old Terramorph data.
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archives? Doesn't that mean we'd be dealing with the Cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Varun somehow? Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the Cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in some favors. They've agreed to hear us out on two conditions. One, they want to see this analysis you two have procured. And two, they want to discuss what happened on Tau Ceti. With both of us. Well, that's about the best news I've had all day. But before you commit, I want to make sure you know the whole story. Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were military scientists, ran a division of the UC together that deployed aliens on the battlefield as weapons.
Place I was hiding out. That was our unit's home base.
After some early fits and starts at other facilities, the place eventually became the heart of UC xeno-warfare. A practice that's been banned ever since the armistice went into effect almost 20 years ago. And the UC military cut us loose for what we'd done. Oh, well, that means a lot. It's not something I'm exactly proud of. But it was during that assignment that the UC asked us to explore deploying terramorphs on the battlefield. The project never got off the ground, but the data our team gathered is now sitting in the archives, along with all the other information banned after the Colony War. Under the watchful eye of monitors from all the galactic factions still participating in regular politics. But if we can convince the cabinet to help us access that data, it'll give us the tools we need to decipher what exactly this sample might mean. And hopefully, how to prevent more attacks like the one that spawned it. All right. I'm gonna go get this work up into the cabinet's hands. I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck. You two are gonna need it.
哇，13000这个任务越来越离谱了。13000，接下来要去三头同盟区啊。
We need to find Cora and talk with her. She made it sound like it's life or death.
啊，你不是说有话要跟我说吗？对啊，不是有话要跟我说吗？
We need to find Cora and talk with her. She made it sound like it's life or death.
与他对话，然后与科尔旁边的 Sam， 哦，要带他到船上，这应该是，应该是要带他到船上，在船上出发对话可能是。啊？这怎么两个莫名其妙的呀？这任务啥意思啊？咱们先出去再说，先出去再说。哎，直接传亚特兰蒂斯，反正都要过去了。先不去三头同盟，先在船上把他们父子俩的事情给解决掉。
When you get a moment, can we talk? I hope Cora doesn't get too much underfoot. We need to find Cora and talk with her. She made it sound like it's life or death.
哦，他人不见了是吧？我看看，他人不见了，离家出走了，这是小屁孩闹事情了。没有，他就在飞船上，没走啊，没走啊。啊，上去看看去。飞船其实高度还是蛮高的，不太肥了，主要是这个机头。这是亲子教育问题。
A brief. Read any good books lately? I want to fly my own ship and go all over the place. Like you and Dad, really. But hopefully not as crazy as your travels. I thought Dad's were exciting. But yours? Brr.
等等。
Bye.
要把他一起拉过来，好像是。
Quite the pair, eh?
你过来呀，科尔。
How are you?
这任务怎么回事
Thanks for grabbing me. Cora wanted something, and I was hoping you could humor her for me. Cora.
Thank you for talking to me.
Cora.
来了。
So
I got
what's so
something
important that you
super
needed us?
important.
出8个了。
Something's wrong with Mom.
You just figuring this out?
No, she's in trouble. It's been too long since she's written me.
Wait, you read each other?
Focus. We need to find Mom. You believe me, right? Very serious.
Listen, trust me, Lillian Hart is not in trouble. She eradicates trouble. That's her thing.
This is not normal.
I don't even know where she's stationed, Gumdrop.
Dad. She's on Neon.
I know this is a whopper of a favor to ask, but there will be no end to this
这什么视角啊？
until we see Lillian and clear this all up. Yeah, you too. Listen, I will not forget you doing this for me. Cora's just worried. Don't even get me started about the time she thought ghosts were in the reactor core.
I was 5, Dad. 5.
Lillian will be at the ranger outpost on Neon. That's Jalen, Price's office. So, if she's out, he should be able to help.
哦，
It should be easy. Cora sees Lillian, everything will be back to normal.
又是个很有意思的任务啊，可以，很期待。
Mom
好，那咱们来都来了啊，先不走了，先去3头同盟区。都是迫切想去了解的任务剧情。这边简单的插播一下啊，这2天有朋友说9月26号的赛博朋克2077第一个大型 DLC《往日之影》要不要做专辑啊？我现在不能回答你们，但是26号咱们应该会先直播，先玩一下。如果感觉有点上头的，咱们再做视频；如果不上头就一般般，我就懒得做视频。
Over here. The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there.
什么东西？
My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus. Woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin. A title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
克隆人，感谢你的坦率。
I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death, on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
这可以接受，可以理解。
I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here. Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin.
Oh.
All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
来走吧。
Sounds like our cue.
这里是不是应该要吃个说服药啊？我感觉2分钟时间只有。先存个档啊，然后咱们来个说服药。5分钟。
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have 2 petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all 3 Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
我们还在努力弄清面临的究竟是哪种危险，没有资料，我们无法做出合理的判断。我们需要利用一场潜在的灾难，
That's quite the leap, Captain. Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting.
Yo?
While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon.
迂腐.
They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
开始来了，开始来了。
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask how many deaths the cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
那必须的呀！当人类的一些政权架构发展到一定阶段以后，反倒是倒退啊，就像现在这种情况。科学家的话，他们不相信啊，他们觉得外交才是最重要的。真的要等到这个星球失控了，他们才发现，哇靠！他突然出现，毁灭了一个殖民地，那已经足以令人我只知道化学结果，它的组织和地上的相匹配。
Just taking her word for it as well, then.
So it would seem. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
把压力给到我们了啊！哪怕发生在天仓5上的事有一丝可能在别处重演，我们都要批准这个请求。
If the stakes weren't so high, we wouldn't be asking. But, well, we're asking.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
Well, I am not. I've heard nothing here to convince me.
把你扔到汉面手嘴下，看你嘴再硬。
I will not risk galactic peace on a question of if.
Yes, a fair assessment, Chief Diplomat. So then, while the data you two have presented is compelling, I think we can safely say it's insufficient for the level of action you've requested. Perhaps once we've completed with that.
Attention. An incident has occurred.
出事了！我靠，这个剧情有点意思，我都吓一跳。
Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
打脸了吧？打脸了吧？你个孙子，打脸了吧？嘴在练，嘴在硬啊，嘴在硬，嘴在硬。
Just as predicted.
嘴在硬吧？咋不说话了？嘴在硬呀。
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am.
但这也不合理啊！
I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
哎，天仓5的事情怎么直接到这边来了？这离谱啊！这繁衍的这么快吗？来吧啊，咱们接下来这个就不能用这武器了啊，肯定是要用那啥了，要用咱们的木林了。来，走。这游戏没有这个扇巴掌的动作，否则刚才的外交官直接啪啪2巴掌，贱就贱，真的是。果然啊，是人变的，这就是人变的。 然后呢，走哪儿？应该就是人变的。你看这些人都已经异样了，装备电磁武器，还要装备电磁武器，好吧？就把他们击晕，这意思就是非杀伤性武器呗。来。他杀不算的吗？好，全部搞定。然后呢？这是什么意思？我看看任务说明啊。制服袭击者，不制服了吗？已经制服了吗？这不就杀死了吗？我靠！不是这样玩的吧？哦，是这样玩的，我去。
Thank God you got here when you did. I just wish it hadn't come to that.
Yet what the hell happened back there, Captain? There's no excuse for using lethal force here. Sorry doesn't bring these people back. A crisis isn't licensed to cast aside your morals. Understand? Now, officer, the way those people were acting, I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
刚才咱们不是把他们打倒了，用那个电磁武器没有用吗？我才用肘击把他们打晕的，对吧？这应该不会有悬赏吧？感觉。
Let's do it.
That's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
那我这真的是之前2分点全被我卖了，我这还得搞一把2分点，他这个白板2分点有点悲剧啊，说实话。那搞把白板2分点吧，看一下，暂时先这么着吧。来吧，走。太空港。防爆队的。
No time to waste, Captain. Stash the EM and pull some firepower. Let's move.
An evacuation order has been issued for the spaceport district. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
店门全关了，应该是。我靠，这个外墙都已经撞58级的。我靠！我靠！哦呦！哦呦！ 打错了。
Wait, officer.
我靠
Are you and this woman experts? Hey, what are you going to get right now? We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad, but we're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
看这个汉面兽的样子，你看它这明显就感觉像是人的肢体缝合到一起形成的这个东西。我的飞船还停在那，没问题。这边飞船全炸了，我的飞船就安然无恙。我去，这么多，能打不？来，我吃一些药，吃一些药。医疗包有没有 buff 加成的？这30秒的 buff 加成，就磕了再说呀的。然后是别的都没带。我来看一下我飞船上有没有。这个时候就是咱们嗑药的好时机了。救援，以价值排序，价值排序，成瘾，移动速度来一个，亲密度来一个，你的医疗包拿出来。然后这个伤害来一个，双狼，轻来一个，近战不需要，移动，伤害抗性 ，OK， 吃起来啊，全他给他吃了。一会儿铁钉的药物成瘾，好的，咱们来看一下 buff， 一堆啊，一堆。啊，毒弹头。害变兽就是害变兽，太他妈硬了！星空宇宙里面最强的怪物没有之一啊！离了个大谱。OK， 这边站高一点，他不会在这里面吧？应该是没有，这就挫伤了。近战攻击无所谓的，回头再说。手档啊，安全起见。怎么游戏突然变得这么卡？还看不到我，还看不到我。OK。
Target down. Nice work, Captain.
I wonder what Jacob would think of a crow helping to save New Atlantis. Damn if I'm not proud of it, though.
别别！我直接把整个体积应该拆了，这还敢信啊？ 离谱。
Guess they weren't kidding about you two. Universe put the right people in the right place. Certainly doesn't feel like it.
I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
好，前往三座同门，咱们再拿点药啊，把这个挫伤给他治一治。应该是挫伤吧？挫伤，我记得我有药。挫伤是哪一个来着？挫伤这个。OK 了。这种铁墙根本这么薄啊，根本就拦不住这个拍边兽的，离谱。
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all.
比是做这种游戏，它的这个场面的这种烘托渲染还是差了点意思。NPC 还是一个个呆板的站在那边，没有任何的肢体动作、表情什么的，这方面做的还是不行。但他们的游戏就这样，对吧？剧情很丰富，很有深度，但是这个人物表现力就一般般，就呆萌萌的。
Nothing's getting to the cabinet.
Thank you, gentlemen. Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
We're counting on you, Captain.
There you are.
Don't let my people sacrifice
I believe
in vain.
We have some things we should discuss. Captain, Hadrian, it would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today, as well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terramorphs, we'll consider them validated.
非要这样才
Thank you, ma'am.
才那啥，就贱嘛，真的是。
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, after today's events, the Cabinet has decided to revisit its previous decision. We will be supporting your collection of the Terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed, first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative. We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us? I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
Losing anyone in the line of
16800，我的天！
these attacks.
These orders can't be. Yes. Yes, sir. Consider it done.
刚通过话了啊！他跟雅信在通话，雅信就之前那个扇他巴掌的活。
That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs.
Oh.
I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second in command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude.
I was also told the President wants us to get you into the Armistice archives ASAP. So, we've got no time to waste. You know what the archives are, correct? Last I checked, it takes 2 parties to fight a war. But, since you're such an expert, I'm sure you also know it's supposed to be managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun.
Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
接下来这个剧情要展开是2大阵营了啊。
I couldn't agree more. However, both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate.
And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varun?
我觉得他这一段的废话太多了，这么紧急的情况，玩家的激情都被他吊起来了，然后2个 NPC 废话贼多，真的是。
The good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable.
Well then, hope she's doing a good job.
Now, officially, our office is
别建议了，让我走就行，好不好？
with her. Use your experience.
这废话真太多了，我真的是。我真的不是给大家录视频看剧情，我真不想看这一段，磨磨唧唧的。
See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze.
UC intelligence has a recording device planted in the embassy,
but getting caught.
So,
滚呐！说完没有
suggests there's a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump.
真服了。
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise.
我还没说完。
Official line is that you're to negotiate with her. Use your charm.
不用，到时候任务提示都有。这边我真不想看，他太拖沓了。还没
Captain,
还必须得对话完吗
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
其实他这一段完全可以说，你现在赶紧出发。这个具体他们的2大阵营的介绍，我在你的路程当中无线电通话给你，对吧？这玩家就可以边跑边走嘛。那非要跟你2个人像杵的像插蜡烛一样，在这边给你说完。
It does, but there's a concern. We're not 100% sure Balmore is actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare. But it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs.
Your task is to find him and kindly...
原谅我啊，全按了。
I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't... Here. This device... And fair warning.
Now, if you have additional question, I'd suggest you be smart out there, Captain.
真的废话太多。比社在这个就是这流程带动玩家情绪这一块做的真的是稀烂了，真的是。刚打完旱变兽这一块，对吧？这旱变兽3个都在睡觉就不说了，就感觉就2个都在睡觉就不说了，就感觉很垃圾。就打完以后，我的这个第一感觉就是我迫不及待的要去了解这个事态的严重性了。然后他说也不要浪费时间，结果在这儿跟我杵着这个对话对了4、5分钟，是不是有病啊？这真的是。原本有的这种激情，现在直接就全部浇灭了，就太程序化了。逼社这个东西， 剧情推到这儿不行，我给你1点交代完，2点、3点必须交代完你才能走，不交代完这剧情没法推进。他们这样的，完全可以在咱们跑路过程当中 ，radio 对吧？无线电传过来，告诉我们这具体是什么情况，不就完善了吗？全解决了。这一块有一说一，育碧要比 B 社做的好太多了。幽灵行动对吧？质量效应等等之类的，什么质量效应？那个叫什么？细胞分裂，连贯性特别好。
Good to get back to Freestar soil, even if it is surrounded by New Atlantis.
As in more than one? All that security and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint.
这边可能要说服了啊，我们再吃个药吧。很多设定都很蠢，比如说这个说服也是。
Just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
卡梅隆
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
还预约呢。
Ah, so you're the one they called about. Failed to mention you were collective born. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right.
让萨姆科尔来说
Ambassador, I can't emphasize how important this is.
And who might you... Oh, I recognize that face. You're a Co, aren't you? Didn't you run away to help that little explorers club?
Really? An explorers club? Ma'am, I've signed up to help my friend here, who's looking to stop a whole heap of needless pain and suffering. Imagine if this happened in Aquila City, or Neon. The results would be bad, or let's be honest here, far, far worse. We owe it to our people to do something.
It's a disturbing thought, Mr. Co. And while it is my job to protect the people of the Collective, the way to do that, I believe, is clear. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours? And go.
要说服了。
You're really gonna push this? All right, I will give you one chance. One. I'm listening. In the end,
哇，这么难啊！
we all just want to be
还有
safe
5
in our
格
little fiefdoms, don't we?
离谱！失败就完蛋了。还有2格。
Co's do have a way with words. Imagine how it'd look if the next attack occurred in Freestar space.
哇，这个完蛋！
Well, I understand
失败。
precisely what's at stake here. The balance of galactic peace. Captain, I'm sorry, but my answer is not changing. The UC is just gonna have to find another way.
咱们再试别的方法。
I presume you can see yourself out.
尽量不独当啊，可选与大师的职工谈谈。对。
You're allowed 3 places.
那么职工谈谈，肯定有别的方法吧？说服不了，对吧？
That woman is an absolute... Oh, sorry.
刚才被批评的那个。
Oh, what? You're the Vanguard captain, right? You know, I was about to board the Nat to the spaceport when the alarm triggered. Sounds like I got real lucky. And like I've got you to thank for things not being a lot uglier. Well, then you have my earnest thanks. But look, they said you were coming here on official business. The ambassador likes to handle all that personally, even if she does have trained diplomats here to help her. And I don't want to get shipped back to Aquila City, so you should probably go speak to her. You want to work with me? Why don't we talk somewhere a bit more private?
好，跟随他。吃了药都没说服成功啊，到时候技能点还是得往上加。 这次说服失败了，我还得再找一个说服的机会，否则这个说服那个技能加不上去了，还差一次。这都算偷是吧？我偷一点。说吧。
So you want me to work with you? But why now? Why me? No, I think that's a pretty safe assumption. And no other city should have to go through what happened here. So then, what would you need from me? Okay, first you need her bio key, and that thing doesn't leave her side. Better chance of splitting the atom with a spoon than me getting that from her.
我需要你帮我拿到大使让的秘密资料。我需要进入他住处，并且不能发现。
Her quarters. Huh. Oh, that's doable. And you and the UC will be providing me with what for my services?
这撒谎就不要了，给钱就行。
I thought you were looking to hire me. I'm not taking a bribe.
8000如何
？That much, huh? Okay, no, okay, yeah.
8000而已，真的是小意思。
There's a utility corridor that leads into the ambassador's quarters, which you can access through the main conference room. Here, the key. Whatever you do, don't let the guards see you entering or exiting the utility section, or you're gonna be in serious hot water. I'll keep an ear out for more instructions from the UC.
好的，接下来咱们要想办法进去啊。这个是在看一下任务提示啊。如此朋友，获得自由信息密码，打开监听设备。这个应该怎么走呢？它的行进路径在这边。哦，这个里面知道了。就准备存档啊！哦，原来是这儿。等等，我看看这儿有没有东西可以搜的。厕所是吧
？Wait, you know that's not ours.
你管我呢？偷什么东西？两货都是钢铁，一个钢铁直男，一个钢铁直女。随时存档了，这里被发现可能要通缉的。现在就4个，很难处理又消失了一个，它一动就消失，应该是一撬锁就直接消失一个，就扣一个，不是错和对的问题。只有这个可以，然后这边那内部怎么办呢？行了，2分点潜行没有用，这些我不想拿了，没有用。赚了个开锁器。 小心。
Agent detected. Patching in playback.
Son of a bitch! Cameron!
Are you alright, Ambassador?
It seems the Council of Governors has rejected my appeal to join. Again. Which means you and I are stuck in this colonial rat cage until we die.
不是什么好鸟啊。
We might need to. We should expedite the process.
What are you getting at, ma'am?
I mean, my requests keep being rejected because they don't want to add a seat, right? But what if one opened up? The Master's heart in what it used to be. It's not like anyone would miss him.
Eva, I think it's time to get some sleep.
哇，他又来了。
Think about it. Maybe we can reach out to some experts at that sort of thing, huh?
Good night, Eva.
快走，快走，快走，快走，快走！快走，快走，快走！会有异常数据。不是这儿，不是这儿。哎，是哪来着？是这儿吧？好，什么都没发现啊。
Did I not make myself abundantly clear, Captain? You're not getting access to the archives.
等会儿，咱们要磕那个叫什么说服药剂啊？再来一个。
Did I not make myself abundantly clear, Captain? Excuse me? I have no idea what you're talking about. No. If the council found out, I'd lose my position. I'd be exiled. Look, I believe we may have gotten off on the wrong foot. The issue at hand is one of trust, no? So perhaps if I can trust you to keep this little secret between us, then maybe we can find a way to trust the UC with access to the archives.
你早这样不就好了吗？对吧？非要把柄捏到我手里了。
Good. I appreciate you working with me. Just like I'm sure our great powers will. In fact, I think there's an opportunity here. Keep both our factions happy and ensure an air of legitimacy to the whole proceeding. I can only let you get the information on the Terramorphs. Anything else and people will get suspicious. And all research will need to be monitored. Freestar scientific observers making sure everything's being used for the right purposes. But those two items should be enough to allay any suspicions. Good. Okay. Let's go get you your access.
走吧。这种就是官腔道貌岸然啊，典型的道貌岸然。什么保护人民是我的职责，嘿嘿，一套一套的。
They tell me it should only take a moment. And there.
拿来吧你。
Here, code generators just this way.
好的，接下来是瓦鲁家族的档案啊，这个已经搞定了。走人。这地方不看这个引导真的得晕掉。小房间太多了。 瓦鲁应该是在太空港吧？不是，应该是要去别的星球了吧？啊？商业区在。商业区。 这个里面怎么这么暗的？大使馆。
I mean, is it supposed to look like this? With Varun, you just never know.
不太对劲啊，我感觉这里面什么情况呀？出事了！大师开锁器啊，不是新手开锁器。哦，这是炮台啊，我还以为是什么呢？蛇神疯了，什么意思？我靠，这里面什么情况？接近对话机。Oh my god！
What the hell happened here? It just gets weirder and weirder.
喂！我去，什么东西啊？幻觉，感觉像是幻觉啊！又是那老一套啊，核子世界的老一套。哎呦，我的乖乖，又开始了啊！你是擅长的经典的关卡设计环节。能睡一觉吧？不能，附近有敌人。啊，被发现了！我靠！我切错枪了！有点离谱。
He's not neat now. Still got moves.
好诡异啊！这上面是个机器人吗？两条路都可以走。手感不错啊，就弹夹数量太小了。哎呦我去，吓死我了！ 咋这么诡异啊！我靠！然后要去上面对吧？下面是什么地方？不可访问。炮台，有人。
Dance. It'll take more than that.
哦，还有，哎呦西！哦西！这不行。这应该是炮台吧？感觉。完蛋！好像。还要去下面这次。这现在变自己人了，他在变自己人了。怎么下去啊？现在？原路返回啊！哦，下面那扇门，我知道了，这边。地下室守卫必须除掉，应该是机器人灾难了，感觉是。这就这把喷子的威力。别不到！我去！ 没死没死没死。
Better we get it than someone else.
接近陌生人。就你。
So, what seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss.
要到里面谈啊。这都不算偷，直接拿。这个算偷。大师级的，还是用一个，然后是这个，我有5环，我的天！再用一个，就这个。最后一个开锁器了，得去买了。1、2、3，不对，不对。哇，这不好搞，这不好搞。这不好搞，这边3个没东西可以放呀，啊，是用这个，啊，这样子，懂了，然后是这个，行了，哦，金色的 nice， 马格南消音的地球，这个叫什么？这1911吗？难道是？啊，然后是这把。城市雄鹰，城市雄鹰的话拉胯了呀，这把哦山洞，我去拉胯了呀！哇，我要的枪上没山洞，这种武器上来个山洞，先拿着吧，先拿着吧。这就很离谱啊！城市雄鹰，要放在。放在6号位吧，把那把风暴，把风暴放在7号位。OK， 就这伤害太低了呀！那面板伤害低，你翻倍也没有用。其实说实话。
Hey, you're awake? Good.
Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge and then... silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly? Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm? And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information, then. On terror morphs, presumably, hmm? Do I see this all clearly? The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy, with little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
这是一个智者。
That's the only way it'll work, since trust between all of you kind of
还在睡觉。
Well, then I shall not fear. Please, follow me.
走呀。这有没有什么杂志之类的？
Let's hope it still works.
哦，都是在这样一个生成器里面，密码保护器 ，Code Machine。
Let it be used for good.
好的，这样的话，咱们回去找那个部长了，可以，还算简单啊，不是很难。一个是说服的、偷听的啊，一个是打进来的漏室。 一波三折，真的是这任务，一波三折。这里有个小技巧，也是之前直播时候有朋友这个分享，我一开始没有体会到他这个技巧，现在体会到，就是咱们的这个跳起来以后，连按下空格键，它会往前推进，而不是往上推进。但是呢，如果说咱们是空格键2下，你看它速度是这样的啊，但是还有另外一种方法，它的这个移动速度会更快啊。有没有发现？这喷得更快啊！这种方法是在咱们的这个设置菜单里面，咱们的设置菜单，然后键位绑定这一块，咱们把这个跳跃喷射的这个空格键旁边解一个副键，我是侧在鼠标侧键的。我原本以为这两个功能是一样的啊，但是后来发现实用中确实是像这位朋友分享的一样。 这个你用侧键去双键按以后的喷射距离，跟你用这个 space 空格键去按，你的喷射距离不一样。你 space 按再快，它速度也是这样。看，还是这样，我按的很快了啊，我已经按的很快，还是这样。但是如果说你用那个，啊，它是往前窜一段的，就很神奇啊。这也是一个算是我也不知道是不是游戏的技巧，反正很难解释为什么是这样子。功能是一样的，但是你用不同的键位按出来效果就是不一样。 所以跑路时候可以用这个方法，双击，内阁会议厅。
Captain, you're back sooner than. Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed with Radcliffe and Balmore? We're all in agreement.
我就说你废话太多嘛，解释一堆，我不是就完成了吗？对不对？
That's incredible. I wasn't sure Radcliffe would ever get on board. I'm very much looking forward to getting the debrief on how precisely you managed to pull all this off, but that'll have to wait for another time. Regardless, superlative work, Captain. And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here. The UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
Go呗。
Yes? You needed something?
推进速度非常快，空格键就慢很多，感觉得出来的，肉眼可见的区别。
And after the UC Navy's defeat at the Battle of Cheyenne by the Freestar
迎战协议档案。
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules. Welcome, Captain, to the archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin.
3个啊。哦，要3道门才能打开，有点意思啊！就3方同门要都同意这个 key， 都持有这个 key 才能去拿到里面的这个最关键的密码库啊！这个设计的有点意思。其实如果当时咱们不同意，可能在这儿可以拿到很多其他的一些彩蛋的数据，我们就是拿到了啊！这一段可以做的还是有点感觉的啊，有那么点感觉的。开启一个救世之药，对吧？但是前提你要拿到3把分散在世界各地的这个守护之石，有了这守护之石，你才能怎么地，才能打开，才能拯救世界。继续上去。连喷的移动速度好快啊，已经上瘾了有点。今天咱们这个剧情除了打了这个害门兽，基本上都在城市里面当话痨，又是这个话痨。
There you are, Captain. Surprised to find out we're having visitors as we work.
Major Sinan and I were just discussing the merits of your planned international cooperation. I think it's a great idea. Get them invested in the solution. Make it clear we've got nothing to hide.
I'm sure they'll be lovely house guests.
你在哪里啊？
Now, Captain, if you wouldn't mind transferring the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing next steps.
把数据交给哈德良，他啊？不是，出 bug 了吧？这是，完了，这出 bug 了。这怎么办？我说怎么见鬼了？完了，出 bug 了，他人掉下面去了。这读档应该会好吧？完了，完了，完了，这咋整？我退出游戏再进可以吗？这就离谱了，别这样搞啊！这属于恶性 bug 了，让玩家卡关的 bug 了，这属于。这就有点离谱了。再试一下，冲上去马上跟他对话，在他掉下去之前，看行不行？或者咱们去一趟别的星系再过来，不知道会不会恢复。 这可咋整呢？我去别的星系。我看一下啊，我现在没有别的任务，咱们去别的星系。我回趟家再过来呗。我回趟家再过来。离谱，真的是，这逼事啊，真的。搞笑 bug 来点啊，我还能接受。你这恶性 bug， 你就搞得玩家就没辙了呀。对不对？咱们不要传啊，直接就飞船起飞，这样进去，再过去看看。如果还不行，咱们今天这一期就要耻辱结束了。然后下一期我来想办法怎么解决这个问题。除非你读档也可能要往前读，很有可能要往前读很多个进度才可能会恢复，也不好说的。离谱了。
Time to greet the stars.
We're locking into orbit now.
来呗，阿德良，你别搞我啊！真的别搞我。很有可能还是这样，不好说的。再试一次。好吓人啊！千万别 bug。别掉下去，别掉下去！我到了啊，可以了，可以了。
Time for us to start getting some real answers, and figure out if we've been asking the right questions. So whenever you're ready. Acknowledged and accepted, Captain. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures. Should even be able to house its own cadre of independent observers. Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
If you follow me, 请跟俺来。
Howdy.
这种肢体碰撞。我们俩分开了是吧？他走了，行。这走路是真的蠢，真的蠢。哇哦，这应该这个白天来，晚上不给力，白天应该会很帅很帅。
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies?
庄严宣誓了是吗？
Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies.
我站的位置不对。
Service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen? Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation. We've also let the affiliate office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property. Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position. Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terramorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name. So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms?
同意.
Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
哇，16000，哇，这钱给的是真的多。这钱给的真多。现在咱们已经具备了亚特兰蒂斯这边最高的这个进出权限了，感觉是。现在咱们要去哪里啊？第7分部。这楼层太多了，记不住啊。这又是什么地方？这又是个谁某地方
So this is where the UC hides all the scary shit they're doing.
秘密都藏在这儿。
What I'd give to have all the Rangers with me right now.
科尔再不动好脑筋啊！这地方应该会被发现吧？我觉得，能不能偷一偷啊？贼手又有点忍不住了，怎么办？先把里面的搞好吧。这个应该是这样，然后再来一个这个就行，就是这个跟这个啊是最底层。那外围的话，搞了再说啊。然后是这样，1、2、3，那行了。OK， 哦，有没有东西？不会有探头吧？就一个宝箱。哇，都是专家的。哦，古董不要了，不要了。这需要钥匙，这开不了，这钥匙开不了，咱没有钥匙。这里也需要撬锁，风险有点大。哦，我没有撬锁器了，忘了要去买了。哎呀，我应该先去买的。这里面都有箱子的，但估计是箱子也不会有什么值钱东西。哇，这里面都装备库。这地方是第7处是吧？回头我记一记。
Unsealing access. You may proceed down the corridor. But there are no additional visitors permitted. Your friend's gonna have to wait out here.
Ah. Well, you'll have to tell me all about it later.
他不能在这儿是吗？是这意思吗？哇，科尔不能跟着咱们啊！这么真实，这个可以啊，这个设定可以。哇哦，我的天，这里面。哇，这里面好多撬锁啊！回头买一买，我过来撬一撬了。
President Abeyo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed. But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy, lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get. Which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I am?
不知道。
I'm Francois Sanon. But most know me as Vivictus.
我去。
I was an admiral during the Colony War. One of its great villains, if you believe the slates. I was to be executed for my crimes. But the previous regime deemed me too valuable. to simply discard.
就一直禁闭在这。
So they put me here, a sacrifice on the altar of peace. Even my death served the colonies. Captain, please. There are no clean hands in galactic politics. We all do what we must to keep ourselves safe.
这句话说得对。
Which, right now, means finding a way to protect the United Colonies and beyond from additional terramorph attacks. An effort you and my progeny Hadrian have already made impressive progress on. And I'd like to help, though I am curious. Has she shared with you the nature of our little family?
难道你也是克隆迪啊？
Did she? So willing to trust Hadrian. I never did succeed in driving that out of her. Our relationship has always been a challenging one. The Major was born to become a great leader, carry on the legacy I established, and was given all the finest training to support it. And she excelled. But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, it's placed even more crucial work in front of the two of you. And I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what you've set out to do.
说吧。
After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alongside one of their recovery teams, helping them gather intelligence on, locate, and organize scenarios to lure in some of the criminals that evaded justice after the colony war. With quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, I managed to find something else. The names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for the effort you're about to embark on. I'll tell you where they are, but in exchange, I need something dealt with.
帮你逃出去吗？
There is a former colleague of mine, a man by the name of Dr. Reginald Orlays. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colonies' more problematic lines of research. Mech weapons were his specialty. If it dealt death, he could make a deal more. When the colony war ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal, and has continued to peddle his skills to the highest bidder to this day. But I finally found him. I want you to track him down and deal with him, however you're able. I'm not expecting he'll come quietly. Bring me evidence that the job's done, and I'll tell you what I know. Good. According to my information, he's been hiding around the world of Etheria, Wolf System. There's a star station in the vicinity.
逃学嘛。
The head of the local vanguard, one Captain Marquez, should be able to help you find our man.
再次要去巢穴了啊！可以，这个事情和麦金泰尔部长谈一谈要不要？我觉得咱们没必要，对吧？这个东西就私下去办。但是我估计啊，我估计私下再去跟他聊的话呢，肯定会到时候我肯定会变成通缉犯，就鼻射这个尿性啊，我觉得应该会。接下来咱们就出去了，我来认路啊！下次买个20几个撬锁器进来把它撬一撬，这边有好多东西可以撬。交通站，然后接下来咱们要起飞啊，要出发了。咱们来确认一下这个任务的说明吧，来看一下。任务的话是你熟知的恶魔。这里有一个问题啊，这关了这么长时间了，对吧？他为什么就是在里面还乐于帮助咱们去对付害变兽啊？其实他现在应该想办法逃出来，对不对？这是咱们后续要去探讨的一些问题和疑问。那今天咱们这一期的星空就到这边了，我是Zuddy，让我们下期再见，拜拜。